Welcome to Life, Love, and Motherfucking Coffee. I'm your host, DJ. I'm back again. So today I'm by myself. I don't have a guest or anything, but what I'm going to do today is that I'm gonna just be open and honest and tell y'all my truth. All right? Whew. All right, so my truth. I remember like it was yesterday. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, visiting my aunt, and I was at the gas station. I was filling up to go back to Kansas City. My mom and my little brother were filling up to go back to Cedar Rapids. And so before my mom got in her car and I got in my car, I was like, hey mom, I need to talk to you real quick. Got something to tell you. And she's like, what's up? What's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, mom, I'm good. Gucci, I'm fine. I was like, I just need to talk to you. So she's like, okay, so what's going on? So I'm like, hey mom, I gotta tell you. I was like, I'm gay. I'm attracted to men. And she was like, what? Okay, well, I love you. You're my son. I don't care. You know, this doesn't change how I feel about you, nothing like that. Like, you're my son. So it doesn't matter. And so that was like such relief. It was such just a burden lifted off my shoulder to be able to be open and honest with my mom and not have to hide that secret from my mom anymore, right? And then the next thing, she was like, so does Steven know? And that's my little brother. And I was like, no. Or she's like, does Steven know? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, he knows. And she's like, you told him? And I was like, nah, I never told him. And she's like, so how does he know? And I was like, so mom, when I was younger, I used to watch this show on Showtime called Queer as Folk, and my little brother caught me watching it a couple times, but he's the real MVP because he never went and snitched or never said anything to my mom about what I was watching. So shout out to my little brother for allowing me to be myself and not going and like, he literally could have went and be like, mom, I saw Darius watching the show, and my whole cover could have been blown, right? But anyways, so yeah, that was the day I told my mom was January 31st, 2016. I actually have a tattoo on my chest of the date that I actually came out to my mom. And so I would say about 2 weeks before that, so 2 weeks before I had the courage to tell my mom my truth, I sent a text message to my cousin, who really is, that's my sister. I sent a text message to her. I sent a text message to a couple of my best friends, and I was like, hey, just to let y'all know, X, Y, and Z. And then I turned my phone off because I had the courage to tell them, but I didn't have the courage to see what they're gonna say back to me. I was still scared. Like, I was still scared, and I didn't want to lose friendships, or I didn't want to lose the support that I had from my cousin or from my friends because of this. So I was like, you know what? Here it is. Let me turn my phone off. And then I turned my phone back on probably like 2 to 3 hours later, and they were cool. Like, they were like, hey, we love you. You know, kind of like the same reaction that my mom had. So it was a relief. It was definitely a relief. But I want to give a shout out to, I don't want to say his name, but like one of my classmates from, I believe we went to elementary school, middle school, and high school together. About like a week or so before I had sent the text message to my cousins and my friends, he had posted a message on Facebook and just about like opening up and being himself and X, Y, and Z. And he really gave me the courage to open up to my friends and be honest with them about what was going on. Because personally, I was tired of lying. Like, I was tired of like going places but not able to tell my friends where I was going, or saying, hey, I'm going to this person's house, but in reality I wasn't going to that person's house. Or, it was always like, it was like a lie on top of a lie on top of a lie to like hide this lifestyle that I was living. And I was like, what's the point? Like, if you're my friend or you're my family, like, you should support me in whatever I'm doing or whatever lifestyle that I'm living. And so, yeah. So basically, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional on this episode. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not. I am gonna get emotional, but it's funny, like, to go back to like being like going back to childhood, right? So like, I always knew I was different. I always knew that I was gay. Like, I always knew it. Like, my whole life I knew this, but I feel like society and like the way people are taught and the way you're brought up is such, like, it's a sin, right? Like, I was raised in a church, and so like one of the ultimate sins was if you're gay. Like homosexuality is a big sin. So like there was a point in my life where I wanted to like pray the gay way, and I didn't want to be gay. And I struggled with it for so long. And it was so hard for me to struggle with it because I was like, but this is who I am. And like, you're teaching me about a God that doesn't make mistakes, and like a God that is supposed to love me for who I am, but you're telling me that he doesn't love this part of me. And so that was like one of the hardest parts for me, is like just being okay with myself and learning to love myself for who I was and not hiding who I was from the people who were supposed to love me. And it's funny because like when I was younger, like I'm a mama's boy, so everyone who knows I'm a mama's boy. But like some people like, oh, Stephanie, like that boy's always with you, or that boy a little sissy, or like it was always like, I'm 5 years old. Like, how dare you call me that name? Or like, I'm a child. Like, I don't think playing with girls is a bad thing. Like, I just think they're my friends. But I'm told like, oh no, you have too many girlfriends. You need to hang out with the boys. Oh no, we need to toughen. No, like, that mentality is so horrible because you're taking a child who doesn't see anything wrong with what he's doing because that's who he is. And you're trying to make him something to make you feel more comfortable about yourself and make you feel more comfortable about whatever. Like, it's horrible. And I still, like, last week I talked about childhood trauma. Like, I still deal with those childhood traumas of like people telling me like, oh, for example, like I used to dance. I used to tap dance when I was in like elementary school, and I danced until I think like 8th grade. But like one of the reasons I stopped dancing, because I remember in middle school, like comments and there's people saying all these stuff like, oh, that's gay and X, Y, and Z. And I stopped. Like I got to high school and I stopped dancing because I was like, I don't want to be gay. I don't want to hear these comments. I don't want to be this. And so I stopped doing something that I enjoyed, that I truly enjoyed, because of what other people were saying. And that, to this day, like I still think about like, damn, like you could have been doing X, Y, and Z, or like, shout out to my cousin Kia. So we used to have this, to my cousin Kia, my cousin Candace, and Jerica. So we had this little like fashion design thing that we called, and it was Just Design Kids Company. So it was J for Jerica, Design for Darius, Kids for Kia, and Company for Candace. And we had this little design company, and I would design like we would design all these like clothes, and like I was dope. Like the designs were pretty dope, but like I was like, I can't be a fashion designer, so that's gay. I can't be a dancer because that's gay. I can't do X, Y, and Z because that's gay. Like I changed who I was because I didn't want to be that person. And it's so sad that we change who we are to make others feel more comfortable about who we are. And so one of the reasons I'm doing this episode, because I'm tired of like, I'm myself. And let me say this though. Me coming out and me telling people that I'm gay, that doesn't change who Darius is. Like I'm Darius regardless. At the end of the day, I'm Darius Jackson. That's who I am. My sexuality does not define who I am. And I think a lot of times that's what people try to, oh, that nigga gay, and you can still catch these hands. Like that does not define who I am. And so I think I want to just put that out there. Like I'm still who I was a week ago. I'm still who I was. That doesn't change who I am. And another reason I really wanted to do this episode, I was talking to my mom the other day. Me and my mom have a really great relationship. Like I probably talked to my mom, well, now it's a little hard because I fly, but like before I probably talked to my mom like 2 to 3 times a day. Like call my mom at lunch, call my mom 2 to 3 times at night. Like me and my mom talk all the time. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and she told me, and I'm not going to say any names, but she told me that my cousin had called her and had said something about, how do I say it? So I had called her and said like someone's mom had failed him because he had came out as like being bisexual and had failed him, and who touched him and all, like ignorance. Like my cousin was spitting straight ignorance, and like it took everything out of me. And I love my cousin, but it took everything out of me not to pick up my phone and just call her and curse her the fuck out. Like you got me fucked up, you got my mama fucked up, and you got my family fucked up. Like you're not about to come for we blood, but you're not about to come for my blood because of your ignorance. Like we're in the age where like you can Google shit. And like, I'm not saying that like, if you are molested or whatever, that doesn't, like that can't change and make you gay. But like, I wasn't molested for real. Like, I guess I was, but not, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But like, that didn't make me, like, I knew I was gay when I was 5, when I was 4. I wasn't molested when I was 4 or 5. I knew I was attracted to men at that time, or to boys at that time. Like, I knew that as a child. So what the fuck do you mean? Like, it took everything out of me to not go off on her. But I was like, you know what? I'll let her live in her ignorance and I will check her. She will get checked because that's not okay. Like, and I think too, like, I would never bash. I'm African American male, so I don't want to bash African Americans. But like, we have this such hyper masculinity society, and we have this like, boys will do this, and boys need to do this, and boys, and like that. These these gender roles that we place on people is so toxic and it's so annoying. Like, it really stunts the growth of kids sometimes, and that's like, support your kids. Like, and I'm not saying my mom didn't support me. My mom definitely supported me. I was just talking to her today. Like, my mom did everything she did and everything that she could do for us. With the life that she had, she took care of us and she raised 3 hard-headed ass boys, right? So I appreciate her and I love my mom for everything that she has done for me. But at the same time, it's like, little side comments, I don't think people understand. So I'll say this, I don't think people understand when you say little comments like, oh, Darius, you need to toughen up, or oh, Darius, that's what girls do, or oh, Darius, go hang out with them boys, or oh, Darius, that's gay, or oh, and I'm 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, you don't understand like the impact that has on a child. Like, stop. Or you don't understand like when you're talking, when a parent, I remember like times when my mom was talking about one of her friends, or talked to like one of her girlfriends about this guy and was like, oh yeah, sometimes like, he a sissy, da-da-da. Yeah, that sissy, or that fag, or that dyke, or. So if I hear my mom saying that, then of course I'm not going to be comfortable telling my mom how I feel. I'm not going to be able to talk to my mom about the feelings that I'm having because I see how she feels about what I am. Because I could tell her that I like men, and she'd be like, oh, you're a sissy. Like, that's what could have happened. That's what I thought would have happened if I would have been honest and I would have told my mom what I was attracted to at the time. So yeah. That's that. So I really wanted to just do this episode 1 because I'll never forget when I was in college and like my friend, shout out to Cornita, which she was just on the previous episode. But I remember Cornita like was like, hey, call me. We weren't even like, we were talking, but we were on like the best talking terms. But she called me like, hey, there's I need to talk to you. I'm gonna come over, whatever. So she pulled up to my house and she's like, hey. So, and at this time I had never told Cornita about like my sexuality, whatever. We were cool, but like I had never told her what was going on. So Cornita hits me up and she's like, hey, so, so-and-so people are talking and I remember being here and so-and-so asked me this and people keep asking me questions. And I'm like, I remember Cornita sat down and I was like, what you want to talk about? Me being gay? Like, I knew what she was there for. But then when she was like, hey, people are asking, and like my thing is like, it blows my mind how that like, you can be in my face, kikiing, talking to me, being cool, but then you go ask about me, about what I'm doing behind closed doors, about my sexuality to my friend or to so-and-so, but you were just in my fucking face. Like, if you had a question to ask me, you could have asked me. But instead of you asking me, you want to be messy and go behind my back and ask someone else about me. That shit I don't like. And so that happened a lot of times. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, y'all nosy, y'all want to know. Like, which is crazy to me because I don't want to know what the fuck you doing behind closed doors. I don't care who you fucking, what you doing. I really don't care, but it blows my mind how so many people think that they deserve, or that they deserve to know what you're doing, or that they have, that it's their privilege, or that they, and whatever. I can't even get my words right. Sorry. But like, you don't deserve to know what I'm doing. Like, that's not your business. Now, my friends, they deserve to know because they're my friends and that's who I told. Like, all my friends to this day, for the most part, know about my lifestyle. They know who I'm talking to. They know who I'm vibing with. Like, I don't have to lie to them about anything. My mother knows, like, my cousins know, like, they know because that's who I talk to on a normal basis. That's my family. Those are my friends. But for the rest of the people, like, it's none of your fucking business. But I personally felt like I couldn't be I can't be who I am, and I can't really advocate or do X, Y, and Z without living in my truth and without being who I am. And it's so funny because I recorded the last episode on National Coming Out Day. So the last episode I did with Cornita, that was on National Coming Out Day. And I was like, I saw all the posts and people talk about them coming out and X, Y, and Z. And I was like, And it's crazy because I told Cornita, I was like, I don't think I would ever like do a post, or I don't think I would ever like come out, you know, because like I still define myself as Darius, so I don't want to come out and X, Y, and Z. But then I was like, there comes a point in time where like I'm grown, I'm 30. I am who I am, and that's not going to change. I'm not going to change for you, or for you. I'm going to continue to be myself. And so, yeah, that's my truth. That's my episode. It was a quick one today, but I just wanted to get it off my back and let y'all know what it is. So one thing I hope and I pray that me post this episode and recording this, I hope this doesn't change the way that some people feel about me. But if it does, I don't give a fuck, because I'm gonna still be me. Number two, I just wish and I pray and I hope that people will truly live in their truth, and people will be who they want to be, and people will learn not to care about what other people think about them. And I know that's hard because we live in such an age where like everything is social media and our lives are just like out there. Like everyone knows what's going on with our life, but like live your life. And like I said in the first episode, live your best life, live your life to the fullest. We only have this one life to live. So live it, and don't let anyone deter you from being who you are, and don't let anyone deter you from living in your truth. And number three, fuck the people who have something to say about it. Fuck them. Because at the end of the day, people always are going to have something to say about what you do, who you do, what you're doing. People will always have something to say. So fuck them and do you. I promise you. You do you, and you will love your life, and you will live your life. Because I promise you, when I was able to tell my mom and tell my family and tell my friends, like I was able to have conversations, and it changed a lot. It opened a lot, and it was amazing. Shout out. Oh, I got a new mug. See, get lost in what you love. But and lastly, my pet peeve of the week is, my pet peeve of the week is that if you have a question or a comment or something to say about someone, just say it to their face. What I hate, like I just said earlier, is when people will kiki in your face, but they don't have the courage to ask you to say what they want to say to you, and instead they go to your friend or to your family or so and so. Like, shout out to one of my cousins who, instead of him, going to ask my mom he called me like one day. He was like, hey, I'm not gonna say my nickname. Hey, Darius. She's like, hey, Darius, what you doing? I was like, what's up? He's like, I have a question. Are you gay? Like, he called me and asked me, and I appreciate him for calling me and asking me that, versus him going and asking so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. So if you have friends or whatever, just ask people. Stop being messy. Stop going behind people's backs. Stop doing all that. That's messy, and that just shows you're miserable. And honestly, that shows that you have too much time on your hand to worry about what the next motherfucker's doing. Worry about what you're doing, and your life will be great. Life will be successful. Your life will be a blessing. Okay? As always, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Life, Love, and Motherfucking Coffee. If you like the video, you can definitely email me and let me know. If you have any questions, or if there's a topic that you would want me to discuss, definitely email me, DM me, and let me know, and I will discuss that topic. Follow the Instagram page, which is LL_MFC. And you can also follow my personal Instagram page, which I messed up last week. It is actually Fly with the P, so PHLY _guy. No, see, I messed up again. So it's Fly Guy _ DJ06. That's it. I messed up last week. Kind of gave y'all the wrong one. As always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I hope you gained something from this. I love y'all. Take care.